Back here on the Bernie and Sid Show on this Hump Day Wednesday. Been a great show. Scaramucci was terrific. We're going to talk to Charles Coleman of New York Daily News columnist coming up next hour. Congestion pricing has been the theme of today's show. Nobody more local than Bernie. I mean, we talk about everything. We did bring up Donald Trump and Michael Cohen and all that good stuff, but nobody more local than us.
No, we talked about Jumanji Williams.
Yes, Jumanji Williams winning public advocate.
Yeah,
what an epic disgrace
sadly,
that is.
Sadly.
Just a disgrace.
Yeah, but you guys go from Hanoi to Manhattan.
That's right.
You guys are global.
Yes,
we are global.
that's right.
I mean, that's true. Your range is amazing.
We do have amazing range, but we are here for the people of New York first.
Yes, of
Those
course.
are our peeps.
That's right.
Anyway, that is the beautiful voice along with the beautiful face and clothing of the world, not America, the world most famous menswear designer. Of course, his gorgeous stores on the corner of 49th and Madison.
Thank
and
you,
for
Sid.
me, while most adults like to go to Vegas and most kids like to go to Disney World, my Vegas, my Disney World is Joe's store on the corner of 49th and Madison.
Well, thank you, but we got to get both of you up for the parade, right?
Yes.
We're going to dress you in some lighter colors, maybe blue and light, like a light ivory.
Like the Israeli
Well,
flag.
that's right. I think we have to
That's
support
exactly
that.
right.
Yeah,
Blue
good
and
for-
white.
Blue and
Well,
white.
So I'm serious. You guys need to come up in the next month or so, and we'll get you all fitted up.
Well,
Very
thank
exciting.
you, Joe.
Yeah, I'd
Thank
love
you.
to do it.
Let's get to the big story today. Mooch just talked about
Yeah,
it. He's a
heard
guy
him.
that has his restaurant business in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I live in Manhattan. Bernie works in Manhattan. You work in Manhattan.
Yeah.
You have a long trek from Westchester.
That's right.
What are your thoughts on congestion pricing?
Oh, it's, traveling in the city, driving in the city is such a nightmare, and it's got
Well, you don't
so much
drive. You've got to, because you're
Well,
famous.
No. I do drive, and occasionally I'll have a car. But I like driving because, firstly, if you think about it, in the morning I have 4 hours in traffic listening to you guys. My commute's 2 hours, so I get.
So you just commuted in this morning. It took you 2
I
hours
left
to get here.
I left about 5:45 this morning.
Wow.
And it still took them 2 hours.
Yeah,
Wow.
no,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
insane to get in the city.
But you got those really cool leather Joe Abboud driving
Of course,
gloves.
I got everything going here. I've got the matching car to work with the
got
outfit.
a seat-
I've got the whole thing. I coordinate my outfit to the interior of my car. So
Massages his back.
right, that's
But
right.
still, being in traffic, no matter what.
It's so
It kills
stressful.
you.
It's stressful.
Yes.
I swear, though, and when you guys came back on the air, and I said to my wife, I said, you know what? Thank God I have something to listen to in the morning because it was getting crazy with satellite radio and just switching around. But I love listening to you guys.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I wish you.
But are you
can I
okay-
get you guys on from 4 to 8?
Sure.
In the evening because I could use you on the way home.
Believe me, it wouldn't be a horrible idea, but they've got, the company
No.
has corporate responsibilities.
I understand.
But you don't mind paying a little more in tolls than to ensure that guys like me who take the subway
Right, the
have a better
subways
ride?
need help. Subways definitely need help, and I always say you have to be careful because when you go into the subway, you may never come out.
That's true.
So so I really, I think whatever help we can give, but if it does make, I don't believe it's going to help congestion. It never has. The congestion is still going to be the same, and I think we really have to look at this because it's a nightmare. It can take you a half an hour to go from 38th Street to 42nd Street.
Yeah, it does.
Or
Absolutely.
getting across town
Look,
is
it
just a really difficult
Took
time.
me a half hour once to get from right here, 31st Street, between 7th and 8th,
Yeah.
to the West Side Highway at 59th Street.
I agree.
A half hour.
And that's my commute going across 38th to get to the West Side Highway.
Terrible.
Can take you 40 minutes.
Now, we had a meeting yesterday with the great Leslie Slender. And
Who is the best, by the way.
She's great. Glenn
And by the way,
Tachinelli's great.
can I say this can I be politically
Yes.
correct and say she's absolutely a beautiful woman,
Yeah.
inside and out?
You're damn right.
Yeah.
She
How do you know about
is-
the inside?
Well, let's say on the emotional level, she's
I
a
gotcha.
beautiful woman.
Yes,
Really,
she is.
is.
And she does a great job for us.
Yes, she
so
does.
she was there, and Glenn Tachinelli, and Scott, and Matt Dahl, a bunch of us, Craig Schwab. And we're putting together something they did for many years here with Imus, but now it's going to be the Bernie and Sid big golf outing.
Right.
And you talk about as fashion goes into a new season,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And now we go into the spring training, the spring, the
Right.
summer.
Yeah,
there
it's
are some
an
perils.
awakening.
There's some fashion perils when it comes to golf stuff, right? Golf outings.
Golf, the reason I never played, two reasons really. One, I always hated the clothes because a guy who would wear a dark suit and a dark tie all of a sudden wears an Argyle suit. I've never seen the transformation of executives who go from, I can't wear a burgundy tie, it's too, and then they'll wear, a god-awful color. So
and
I've
a
hated-
terrible pair of slacks that
Oh,
don't
my
match.
God.
They never
it's
match.
It's like Rodney Dangerfield and Caddyshack.
Or shorts.
I've always hated that. So I've had got sort of this bias against it. And secondly, I never wanted to work that hard to be that mediocre at anything. That is an incredible
Except
game.
for sex.
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Right.
But I really do think that,
Easy.
but golf clothes are changing, but I've always sort of hated the fact. And if I have leisure time, I need to exercise. I don't have the time to go out for 4 or 5 hours and I'd rather, as I said to you, I'd play squash maybe 2, 3, 4 times a week.
So I guess you're not coming to our golf tournament.
I'm coming because I'll be a caddy,
You'll
but
be a
I'm not
caddy.
playing.
Now, what should we wear? What should Bernie and I...
We'll make sure we got that covered because
You're going to make a Joseph Abboud special golf outfit?
I'm just going to make sure you have the right knit shirt, that you guys are dressed appropriately,
Should we
because
wear
I don't want to be embarrassed.
A sports jacket is going to be...
If you're playing, no. But
No.
then for the evening, you probably should have on a navy blazer, especially if you're hosting.
Right.
And you guys are so important now.
We are hosting,
You got to
yes.
dress the part.
Okay.
You have to dress
No
the
doubt.
part.
Okay.
So, I think that's important. But I am thrilled about baseball season.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to it. But I told Sid, I don't know, Bernie, if you ever heard the story where I was with our friend Mitch Modell, who we all love, and Mitch was kind enough to invite me to the game 1 of the 2004 Yankees Red Sox.
He's got the best tickets in the house. You could see Joseph sitting right behind home plate every pitch, Bernie, as you know.
I remember.
do the same thing.
But
That was the greatest
with
year of
Mitch.
your life.
Well, it was, but it started off terribly. So I go to game 1. Mitch picks me up. I leave my wallet, everything. I leave in the office. He picks me up. We go up to Yankee Stadium. Of course, the Red Sox lose. I think they lose 10-7 game 1. And don't forget, the year before, they had just lost game 7 when Tim Wakefield gave up the home run to Aaron Boone.
Right.
So now I got to go back into the city. It's about 1 o'clock. I have to go back in the city via New Jersey to get my car, but I don't have my wallet. So I end up going to the garage. I've known the guy, been parking there for 5 years. He wouldn't give me my car because I didn't have anything to pay for it with.
He didn't trust you? You're
He didn't
Joe
trust me.
Abboud.
That's right. So anyway, I'm driving back to Westchester. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and who do I turn on but Joe Benigno,
The great Joe Benigno.
who I love, by
Back
the
then,
way.
he's still doing overnights.
He was overnight.
Bro.
Of course, he was overnights until they decided to get rid of Joni McDonald and put Joe Benigno on with me middays.
That's right, and I remember those days well.
Yeah.
So he starts off what it's like to be a Red Sox fan. And he starts off in 1967, how they lose in Game 7. He goes to 1975. He goes where they lose in 7 games. He goes to 1986.
Who's this now? The Mets.
The Mets.
No, he's
talking- it's the Red
No,
Sox.
the Red Sox.
Oh, the Red Sox,
So
right.
I'm sorry. He's talking about the Red Sox and how tough it is to be a Red Sox fan.
Right.
Now I have a death grip on my steering wheel, and I've had this crazy night. All of a sudden, I see flashing lights behind me.
Uh-oh.
Guy pulls me over. He said, "Pull over." I pulled over. He said, "Do you know what you were doing?" I said, "No." He said, "You just ran a stop sign getting off the highway. You've been doing 65 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
And you've crossed the yellow line 4 or 5 times."
Hey, and you were sober.
And I was sober, and I said, "Officer, look, I just came from Yankee Stadium. I'm a Red Sox. I don't have my license, and I don't have my registration. I want you to give me a ticket, and then I want you to arrest me." I swear to
beat
God,
the hell
because
out of him, too.
I swear to God. He goes back. I figure I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
He goes back. He comes back, and he says to me, "Drive carefully." He said, "How can I kick a guy when he's down?" And he didn't give me a ticket. It's the
Wow.
only time I've ever got
So there's
stopped.
two things. There's 2 morals to the story. First of all, I hope if you did get a ticket, you would have called Joe Benigno to have him pay for it.
Wait a minute. I called him right after to tell him the story.
Good. By the way, Bernie and I both called Joe Benigno on that infamous morning before our big fight at Chelsea Piers.
Yes.
Both of us early that
Sure
morning.
enough.
But secondly, Yankee fans have heart.
Yeah, they do.
He felt badly for you.
He did. He
and
was
what'd you
great.
do? Then you stuck it right in his anus.
Well, you
2
know,
weeks later.
it was that was a wonderful experience. But I will say that Joe, I believe, is a diehard Mets fan. If I'm not
He
mistaken.
is. No
You know,
question about it.
he's
Yes.
as you guys are, and I think you guys have a lot to look forward to. Although guys are going down left and right here with the Mets.
He
With
enjoyed
interest.
that 2004 World Series as much as you did. Trust me
Yes.
when I tell you.
Bernie's right. He loves the Mets, but he roots against the Yankees.
Yeah.
But you're right. The Mets have already lost Todd Frazier and
someone else.
somebody else we lost this week. So.
Yeah, but you got to
Cleon
give them.
Jones.
I think you got to look at it for the Mets this year as a really great year.
It's going to be a big year.
I'm really excited for you guys.
All right, so listen. So the store's on 49th and Madison.
Right.
And when people walk in today to buy something in the Joseph Abboud
Right.
flagship store,
Right.
and they mention Bernie and Sid, what do they get?
They get great style, great clothes. The tailoring, you guys know how great the tailoring is.
Yes, indeed.
And it's a sort of a shameless promotion here, but that's everything about clothes. You got to, and you see Phil and you see our tailor. By the way, we do need to get you there, guys, soon, so we can get ready for the parade.
We will be
I
black.
think that's important.
But you get shirts, scarves, so you don't have to buy a suit, socks,
and you know what?
they
Spring's
have it all.
coming.
Yeah,
Spring's
spring
coming.
is coming.
Start to think about, I'm going to get you guys in linen. It's probably scaring the
nice.
hell out of you, but I'm going to get you guys in linen.
Wait. Well, listen, Joe, you were great as
excited.
always. We
I love
love
being
you.
here.
It's a great spot every single Wednesday. Check out the store, 49th and Madison. Also his Twitter, @Joseph Abboud. The great Joseph Abboud. More of Bernie and Sid right
Thank
after
you,
these
my
words.
guys. Thank you.
Bernie and Sid in the morning.